Have you ever felt that burning sting of anger, triggered by a careless word or an unmet expectation? Perhaps a colleague's sharp tone, a friend's forgotten promise, or even a simple unreturned message. It feels like others have the remote control to your peace, doesn't it? But what if I told you that true serenity is an internal choice, a power no one can ever truly take from you? This is the journey of one man who discovered that secret, and in doing so, unlocked a life of unshakable calm. His story might just be yours. In a time long past, within a serene village embraced by the gentle hills, lived a man named Kael. Kael's name, sadly, was synonymous with a fiery temper. The smallest disturbance could ignite his rage. A forgotten pinch of salt in his evening meal would erupt into a storm of shouts. A wandering cow in his fields would trigger a furious chase and screams. Even the innocent laughter of children playing nearby would draw his angry roar. Until you find a moment of silence. He genuinely believed the world was inherently flawed, constantly conspiring to upset him, never once looking within. His devoted wife, Ilara, would often approach him with a soft voice. "Kael, my dear, why do you allow such trivial matters to steal your peace?" Kael would simply scowl deeper, retorting, "Because they show me no respect. If they act so improperly, how can I possibly remain calm?" He remained oblivious to the profound truth. He was actively handing over control of his inner calm to the external world. One summer's dawn, a beacon of tranquility arrived in their village. A Benedictine monk, clad in unadorned white, his very aura radiated peace. His eyes held the serene depth of untouched water. He took his place beneath a magnificent old tree by the village well, and soon people began to gather, drawn by whispers of his profound wisdom. That evening, Ilara gently suggested, "Kael, perhaps you should meet the monk. He might offer you guidance." Kael merely scoffed. "A monk? What insights could he possibly offer? He doesn't grapple with the daily foolishness I endure." The very next day, Kael found himself in his fields. A young boy, caught up in play, accidentally shattered one of Kael's tools. In an instant, Kael's legendary temper, his bellow echoed across the fields, sending birds scattering into the sky. The boy fled, tears streaming down his face. Later that evening, Kael sat alone, his chest still heavy, a bitter residue of his outburst. He murmured to himself, "Why does this always leave me feeling worse?" Sleep eluded him that night, his mind churning. Before the sun even hinted at rising, Kael found himself walking towards the ancient tree where the monk sat. The monk was a statue of serenity, eyes closed, simply absorbing the symphony of the awakening world. Kael stood for a long moment, then spoke, his voice heavy with weariness. "Teacher, I am exhausted. People's actions ignite my anger, and I feel powerless to stop it." The monk's eyes slowly opened, a gentle smile gracing his lips. "Come, sit, my friend," he invited. "Tell me, when this anger flares, how long does it linger?" Kael pondered. "Sometimes an hour, sometimes it consumes my entire day." The monk nodded. "And afterwards, how do you feel?" Kael sighed, empty, drained. The monk continued, "Precisely, anger, my friend, is a fire that burns the vessel that holds it, rarely touching its intended target." He then picked up a simple bowl of clear water. "Observe this water," he said, holding it steady. "It is calm, a perfect mirror. But if I disturb it, you can no longer see your reflection clearly. This is how your mind functions. When agitated, clarity vanishes." Kael then asked, "So, should I simply remain silent when insulted?" The monk's smile deepened. "No. The wisdom lies in learning to respond, not react. There is a profound difference. When someone hurls dirt at you, you have two choices. Either you catch it, or you simply step aside. The power of choice, Kael, is always, always yours." The following morning, the monk requested Kael bring him a pot of water and a handful of sand. Kael complied now, Bring the water to a boil, the monk instructed. As the water began its vigorous bubbling, the monk asked, "Can you touch it now?" "No," Kael replied. "It's too hot." The monk nodded. That, Kael, is your anger. When your emotions boil over, peace becomes untouchable. He then dropped a spoonful of sand into the churning water. The sand, see how it clouds the water? That's your mind when you react impulsively. He then poured the turbulent water into a separate bowl. After a patient silence, the sand slowly settled to the bottom, leaving the water clear once more. "Observe," the monk stated. "When you cease to react, your mind naturally settles, and you regain the ability to perceive life with perfect clarity." Kael sat in quiet contemplation. In that moment, he realized years of his life had been spent actively boiling his own peace. From that day, Kael embarked on a deliberate path of change. When provocations arose, he would take a deep, centering breath, recalling the monk's simple yet powerful wisdom. Step aside. Do not catch the dirt. The initial days were a struggle, old habits fiercely attempting to reclaim their hold. One afternoon at the bustling market, a dishonest shopkeeper attempted to swindle him. Kael felt the familiar rush of heat to his face, his hands clenching. But then, he paused. He calmly stated, "I will take my business to someone who values honesty," and simply walked away. The shopkeeper stood stunned. For the very first time, Kael had avoided an argument, and a strange, quiet peace settled within him. That night, he experienced a sleep more profound and restorative than he had in years. But true transformation often brings its sternest tests. One morning, a group of young men openly mocked him. "Look, the angry man has become a saint." Kael felt the familiar surge of rage, his hands instinctively clenching. But then, the monk's gentle voice resonated in his mind. "When you react, you surrender your power." He took a deliberate breath, offered them a soft smile, and replied, "You are right. I once allowed anger to rule me, but now I am learning the art of inner calm." The boys exchanged confused glances. One finally asked, "How can you remain calm when we insult you?" Kael simply smiled and said, "When someone offers you poison, you are not obligated to drink it." A hush fell over the group. Kael walked away, a profound sense of peace blooming in his heart. Weeks melted into months. Alara witnessed a remarkable change in her husband. The shouting ceased. His smiles became more frequent. Even when things went awry, a quiet composure defined him. One serene morning, Kael revisited the monk. He bowed deeply, his voice filled with gratitude. "Master, I have comprehended a crucial truth. It was never others who made me angry. It was always my own mind. Now, I understand that I can choose peace over turmoil." The monk's wise eyes twinkled. "You have learned exceptionally well, Kael. Life will forever present its challenges, but each time you maintain your inner calm, you fortify your inner strength." Kael inquired, "Will people ever cease to test me?" The monk chuckled softly. "When the storm perceives you no longer fleeing, it eventually tires of chasing you." Years gracefully unfolded. Kael became renowned throughout the village, not for his temper, but for his profound serenity. When villagers found themselves troubled, they sought his quiet counsel, his invariable advice. Peace is not found in the absence of external noise. It resides in the profound silence within. One day, a curious young boy asked, "Uncle Kael, do people still try to make you angry?" Kael smiled warmly. "Sometimes they try, yes. But when you disengage from reaction, their power simply dissolves. You cannot control the direction of the wind, but you can certainly learn to adjust your sails." He gazed towards the distant hills, a knowing wisdom in his eyes. "When I stopped reacting, I truly began to live." We are powerless to prevent hurtful words from being spoken. We cannot halt the arrival of life's inevitable storms, but we hold the ultimate power to deny them the ability to steal our peace. Every reaction is a conscious choice. Every moment of calm is a testament to inner strength. The master of his reaction is the master of his life. So, the next time someone attempts to disrupt your tranquility, Offer a silent smile and whisper to yourself, "I will not catch the dirt." You may not control the world, but you absolutely control your response to it. True strength isn't found in shouting back. It is in remaining calm, unshaken, when the world attempts to rattle your core.